Carmen, and today I'm going to talk about fermenting your own yogurt. Now, fermented foods are one of the foundation foods that I suggest all mothers introduce to their babies fairly early on in the introduction to solids stage, and get used to as a parent so that you can continue to experiment with different fermented foods as your kids get older. I have talked elsewhere about why I love fermented foods so much, but here what I'll say is that basically this is the way to keep your digestive system running smoothly. Okay, you can do it through supplements, but you can also do it really much more cheaply and more effectively through foods. So today I'm going to talk about fermenting your own yogurt, and there's a few reasons why you might want to do this at home instead of just buying yogurt in the store. First of all, you can be absolutely sure that it's pure and that there's only milk and bacteria culture in there, nothing else. A lot of the yogurts out there have a ton of ingredients that are not so good for your children. So, more importantly than that, most of the commercial yogurts are not fermented long enough. And what happens is, we all know that milk is the #1 allergen for children. It's very hard to digest because of the pasteurization and the homogenization processes that it's gone through before it gets to us. When you ferment it, when you do a nice long 24-hour fermentation, the proteins get broken down, the sugars get broken down, and enzymes get created that help the digestive process of this milk, so it becomes much more tolerable, less allergenic. And most of the commercial yogurts, if not all of them, have not been fermented for long enough, and so they can be still, the casein and the lactose are still intact and can still be problematic. So I'm going to show you how crazy easy it is to do this at home. The culture that I use is a mesophilic culture, which means it will culture at room temperature. So this kind of yogurt will culture on the counter. You basically just need to inoculate your milk, let it sit, and that's it. So it takes about 30 seconds to do. You don't need a yogurt maker, you don't need to worry about temperatures, you don't need boiling, nothing. Okay, so what you want to look for is a mesophilic culture. This one is called villi. So this is my last batch of yogurt here. I still have quite a bit. And this is my milk. I have 5 cups of milk here. You can do as much as you want. I used non-homogenized milk because it's just one more step less processed. It has been pasteurized, but the homogenization process is another process through which the fat gets broken up into much smaller bits, and that makes it harder to digest. So you'll notice with non-homogenized milk that the fat does separate a little bit, and that's fine. It's still okay to use. You just make sure that it smells fine. So I have 5 cups of milk, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take 5 tablespoons of my yogurt, and I'm going to put it into my milk. So that's a ratio of 1 tablespoon of yogurt to 1 cup of new milk. I'm going to stir it up to make sure that it's nice and mixed, and then I'm going to cover it just to make sure that no fruit flies or dust or anything gets in there. I like to use these jelly bags. Secure it with an elastic band, and I'm going to let it sit on the counter for 24 hours. And in 24 hours, I'm going to have my yogurt. Now this is a little bit thinner than what you might find in the store, and if you'd like a thicker yogurt, what you can do is you can strain it to make it a bit thicker. But otherwise, when it's done, the 24 hours, I'm going to take my lid, I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to stick it in the fridge, and that will harden it up a little bit. And that is how easy it is, literally, to make your own yogurt. And it's it's a great thing to learn how to do. Once you get into the rhythm, you don't even think twice about it. So good luck. Email me if you have any questions.